So I have to do this again. Just make sure here. Y'all give me a second. All right. Get this thing to stay still. What the hell is that? God dang it. Anyways, y'all. I think right there we're good. I like balance. All right. Anyways, I have to make this video again. Let me take this shit off. Make this video again, yo. All right, because I want to be a little more clear on this topic. Okay, definitely a little more clear on this topic, dude. I need this thing to be like centered here, bro. I'm just like that. I just like that kind of symmetry work. Anyways, all right. So listen, let me get my laptop real quick. All right. Many things. Okay. So you have the concept of singularity. There's the technological singularity, or what some just call the singularity. The point where it's uncontrollable, irreversible. Technology grows to the point where it's uncontrollable, irreversible. All right? Unforeseeable changes, you know. So, if you take the words uncontrollable, okay, if you take the word irreversible, you take the word unforeseeable, and let's go now into the singularity of black holes. Well, it is known that black holes brings everything to a point of singularity, a point where all these things are basically put in together or crushed. You know, essentially everything that could exist is all been put into this singularity point of the black hole. And some say it gets to a point of infinite mass. But then there's also the concept that it gets to a point where there is no mass. Because the mass would suggest something that has weight. So they have this concept that the singularity of a black hole has weight because of the way it brings things together, you know, and so it's dense. But for all you know, humans understand density to a certain level. It could very well be not dense, okay? Especially if we bring in the 7 Hermetic principles. Now, where is singularity in psychology? Let's look at that. Singularity in psychology. Same thing, it makes reference to the technological. When they talk about the singularity of the universe, the universal, here's what they have. It says the universal origin story, okay? The universal origin story known as the Big Bang postulates that 13.7 billion years ago our universe emerged from a singularity, a point of infinite density and gravity. Again, this is assuming, okay, based on how they and humans, certain people have decided to measure certain things, this is assuming that there's density and gravity, okay? But yet at the same time, there are certain things in even space that aren't dense, okay? So dense is a word that paints this concept or this ideological conceptual image, you could say, of having weight, of having matter. Yet the black hole crushes all matter and matter becomes no matter. Now, for some of you, you can see how this ties into spirituality and the concept of singularity in spirituality, the point of nothingness and somethingness. But here, let me finish what it says here with the cosmic singularity of the universe. It says that before this event, the Big Bang of this singular point, Space and time did not exist, which would mean, okay, logically, that neither would density exist, okay, or gravity. People really, their own words, I've sometimes wondered just how deep they own, how profound their own words can be. And I only picked this stuff up because of the ancestors, my connection to nature and the animals, and nature's plant foods and medicines. So, it says that before this event, space and time did not exist, which means the Big Bang took place at no place and no time. Okay? So basically, that tailors and contributes to the concept of time being exactly what people say, an illusion, and that space is an illusion. Now, there are those. Let's go talk about the technological singularity and how this intellectual spiritual concept of singularity has been taken and you could say twisted into something technological. Okay? So, let me put this back. Whew, and I'm a little cold. Got the AC on. So, let me just put this over me, man. I'm a bit cold right now with this AC. But I like to warm myself up. So anyways, y'all, okay, now. So we got singularity, all right? Essentially, it's been used in many ways, as you have just heard. Okay, you can research it yourself. Now, what I want to talk about is how the actual singularity, this point of everything and nothing, okay, what it actually is and how this concept of artificial digital worlds does not equate to an actual true singularity. How even measurements and math, they know it themselves. Those who those who use mathematics and study physics and whatnot, they know that the numbers essentially go to infinity. They can't define it. Their math reaches a singularity in a sense. Their math reaches a point that is unforeseeable. Now, why is that? See, there's a reason certain spiritual people, certain things in spirituality are said a certain way. Okay? Because you cannot define what is divine. You just can't. No measure, no amount of measuring or mathematics can define true power. Okay? True power is born from nothing, literally. All right? Because true power is nothing. There is no thing, true power. These things or anything that exists, even what we experience as life, comes from this nothing. What we experience as organic, natural life, that's already intelligent. And that intelligence is more connected to this point or this source of creation, which essentially is also can be described essentially as love, but it still can't be defined with just that word. Something that has to be felt. It is a knowing, okay? It is a knowing. It is something that is felt, okay? People get too caught up in trying to define and use mathematics, and you literally see them losing their hair, okay? Their foreheads are their heads literally some of them go bald, okay? Because they stress and they over complicate what is so simple. Right? But they can't understand the simple because some of them don't spend the time to actually connect with that part that is all of life that is within them through meditation. Okay? When you meditate, you close your eyes and you reach this point where you see nothing except your dark, just pitch dark, nothing. Okay? There is light you can see, but there's also just pitch dark. And then you get to a point where the deeper you get into it, there is essentially nothing. There is no body. There is no form. There is no math. There's just nothing. Okay? There's just nothing. So people want to take this concept of singularity, okay? And it's been twisted up and used in so many ways. And now they want to use it as a way to bait or lure people in through people's stupidity or through the stupefaction of people. What does it mean to stupefy people? All right? I'll give you the meaning for that one. Give me a second. To stupefy. Okay? I probably remember that song, Get Stupefied. Yeah. But look, stupefied. Look at the definition here, okay? There you go. Making one unable to think or feel properly. I'm going to say it again, stupefy. The definition that they have and the words that they choose to best help you understand it is making one unable to think or feel properly. Those who connect with their true self, who connect with nature, who connect within themselves, can think and feel properly. And are not confused or swayed by the usage and play of words and words and grand speeches, okay? And things that, and phrases that sound smart, okay? Yes, we can use our phrases to try and help people guide towards a certain aspect of ourselves that we all want, that all are meant to have and live: joy, love, abundance, okay, freedom. The animals in nature understand this, and that's why they mainly embrace, that spirit, and you see it. That's why most humans don't nearly have the same strength of the wild and free. Don't even have the same loving strength of the wild and free. Because you got to be out and free. To be out and wild and free with nature, with considering all the with the karmic consequences that have been put onto nature as well because of what's been put onto us. To be all out there and surpass all that, you have to have love, yo. You have to be with love. You have to really embrace love. All right? And embrace nature's embrace. Long story short. Okay? So that's what stupefying does. People start to think that this stuff is somehow something to worry about because people have been stupefied. They have been disconnected from their own thoughts and feelings. Okay? They've been told to, it's, for example, it's wrong to feel love, or feeling love. You can't feel love in this world. It's full of hatred. Or love can only be amongst your species, and you have all this division because your species is more intelligent. People have been stupefied and taken advantage and divided through positive and negative means, and through areas spiritually, intellectually, and psychologically, and physically. Okay? So, singularity, the actual singularity, that point of creation where love abounds, where there is nothing but love. Love is the only word that stands. When you get to that point, the only thing that really stands, that is close, is love. Because love cannot really be, described either. It's something that is felt. Okay? So when people get stupefied, their ability to feel and think it gets clouded by what they are taught, from books and observations of other people. And so people, this is how you have those so-called scientific, smart asses, or those scientific or psychological smart asses, who think that life is only a certain way based on someone's book, all right, versus actually just being real and genuine and present with the moment of all that is happening energetically, spiritually, physically, intellectually. Okay? When you see the animals share, I mentioned this already, when you see the animals sharing their love with other animals who don't look like them, that says a lot. It's because, again, they embrace that point, that source. They embrace that. This is born because of that. Everything that exists is because of that. We exist because of love. All right? Life exists because of love. It's a creative, co-creative, joyful, expressive, abundant force. It is also a blissful nothingness. All right? It is a blissful, wise, and very intelligent and divine nothingness and something. Again, these words barely suffice. Okay? The rest you're going to have to really dig within yourselves. Go and really connect within yourselves. Connect with nature's plant foods and plant medicines. Let the animals really teach you what it means to love unconditionally, to look beyond form, to look beyond, this man-made world. Okay? The natural world, as I mentioned before, the natural world is where it's all at. Okay? Because the natural world is basically made of nothing. Okay? It's born of that nothingness. It naturally, especially the plants and some of the animal, and I guess most of the animals too, they are especially connected to this source of life. Okay? But humans try to complicate it. We try to seem more smart because of our opposable thumbs and our ability to create language. All right? Just because we can speak a certain way doesn't mean that animals and even plants don't communicate. Okay? Now, at the same time, you have to also understand that when it comes to that aspect of communication, understand that yes, the plants do communicate with each other, but also understand that that does not mean, because I'm saying this because I know that there are people who are going to somehow think and make this formula in their head that because there is communication with animals and plants communicate in their own way, that somehow we shouldn't eat plants. Because they'll say, well, the plants feel, pain. And I would say that is a half truth, okay? Because plants can feel and definitely respond, but a plant, like I mentioned before, will not run away. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna just be straight up honest. A plant and many trees purposely grow their fruit, and when it falls, that is literally nature's way of saying, here, nourish yourself. Okay? You cannot duplicate or have that same concept with animal. An animal or human or not human, cannot grow a piece of fruit or vegetable on them, have it fall, and be like, hey, here, nourish yourself. No. Plants get a lot of they make their own food too through photosynthesis. All right? Humans and even animals know that they have a way of doing this too because the sun literally is what energizes everything. Okay? It gives life. Okay? It is life, as are we, as is all. Okay? So, no. All right? Do not confuse the two. Do not think that because communication, because all things have a form of communicating, that somehow, that means, oh, you can go in later on and say, oh, then we shouldn't eat plants. Okay? An animal will run away and scream in pain and die, okay, when you kill it. Until we get to the point where you won't be able to do that anymore. And it won't matter how much you try. But anyways, that's what happens. All right, that's what's known to have happened. However, with a plant, you can cut it, and that same plant, it'll droop its leaves. There will be a response, okay? But that same plant will grow. You cannot cut an animal or cut a leg of an animal and then plant it in soil and be like, hey, grow. Doesn't work that way. So, all of this is connected. Everything is like layers. This is all like the layers upon layers of information and wisdom that all come from that source of love, that source that is nothing and something. Creating another something, a computer, to reach this nothing, that makes no sense. Because nothing is nothing. Okay? And the only things that are made are the natural organic worlds. And these natural organic worlds, okay, nature, us, humans, non-humans, okay, plants, all right, plant foods and medicines. As a matter of fact, plant foods can be medicine, plant medicine is food, whatever. Point is, that is already divinely connected to this source of life, divination, of love, okay? Trying to create another artificial world and then saying that artificial world is going to get us to this singularity point or more connected to the singularity point, nah, that's just stupid. That's just more work on top of what you already have to do for yourselves to develop yourselves personally, spiritually, intellectually, physically, okay? You're just going to prolong your own process of enjoying life, okay? Enjoy life. Go live with nature, all right? hug and kiss your animal friends. Okay, let them teach you how to love each other more. All right, listen to how they communicate, and go and connect with nature's plant foods and medicines, foods slash AKA medicines. It's all the same. Okay. Anyways, y'all, that's what I got. So namaste. Definitely share and add your stuff if you want. Add what you know, what you've how you've come to maybe realize this stuff, and yeah, definitely share it because people need to hear this. Frankly, this is just draining me to talk about this because you would think people are doing some of their work, but I'm just amazed. Well, some people are. I'm still amazed though at how many people really, put all their power, think that technology is the ultimate power. And you have these old heads who are literally losing hair, okay, looking stressed as hell. Foreheads are inflating, okay, because they got this concept of life so artificially attached, all right, to these technologies and the things they make, yo. They need to understand that what they create. We need to understand that the things we create, all the extra things we create, that just comes from our natural essence and spirit to, enjoy life and have fun. All right, many ways to have fun, many games to play with each other. Anyways, y'all, many fun games. Live to fight another day. All right, namaste. Peace. Yeah, okay. Did you stop streaming? Yeah, we stopped streaming. All right, y'all. Peace.